So the Sooners got themselves some very good news earlier this week as one of the top prospects they're going after in the 2025 class dropped his top 12. And guess what? Oklahoma was on that list. And that comes off the heels of a fantastic junior day visit that he chronicled and said he really enjoyed himself. So we've got to dive into this player, look at some film, talk about Caleb Cunningham. But before we do that, welcome to the Sooner or Later Sports Show. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. Y'all know what it is. This channel is all about recruiting and prospect news and everything here from the Unfair Sports media world. If you want to check out the main channel, go check that out. We talk a lot of OU football and college football news and have a blast doing it. This channel, we're focusing on the players. We're going to focus on the recruiting news and recruiting updates and let y'all have some good content to check out. So let's dive right into Caleb. We're going to try to get this bad boy done in about 7 minutes or less. So let's look at some film, talk about the measurables on Caleb Cunningham. Y'all know what it is. Consensus composite 5-star wide receiver, Caleb Cunningham. He is listed as a top 11 player in the country by Consensus and Composite. Every single recruiting site has him at least in the top 25. So that does make him a 5-star because your 5 stars are typically top 32 players in the country, the ones that are considered the players that will potentially get drafted in the first round, which has 32 picks. That's why it exists. So if you ever wanted that, that's your education. But Cunningham comes in 6'3", 185 out of Mississippi at Choctaw County High School. And the big thing about him, he made the visit. He did his visits recently, and he came and visited this past weekend for Junior Day. And when he came through, a lot of people were shocked. Like, I don't think he's going to make the visit. Don't think he's going to show up. But, this guy right here, Emmett Jones, did what he does. Got him to pull up, and he was able to enjoy what Oklahoma has to offer. And to be honest, the way it sounds, he enjoyed himself. And so came through later on, in a couple days later, I think it was Tuesday, actually. It's Monday. He dropped his top 12. So you've got Auburn and Alabama. Of course, they've got to be in the mix. Oklahoma and Tennessee joins there. Florida State, Georgia, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Florida, LSU, South Carolina, and Georgia Tech. So that's the top 12 of his initial breakdown of who he's looking at. And I'm telling you, man, Oklahoma has a really good chance of snatching up a really talented wide receiver. Now, granted, you got to remember, Oklahoma has a very, very good room right now when it comes to the wide receiver space because you've already got Jade Nickens out of Oklahoma City. You got Elijah Thomas out of Chakotay, Oklahoma, another absurd athlete that's going to finish easily in the top 100 when everything's said and done. And Grayson Harris down there in Enos, Texas, he gave his commitment to 4-star, top 300 players already in there. And so you're kind of balancing out and trying to decide what additional players you want to take because you take, of course, skills position guys like wide receiver come in surplus, but talented ones like Caleb ain't everywhere. And as you can see in this film, this dude can get it, right? He's tall, lanky, but he's got good shifty ability. Dude can cut. He's fast. He can catch. Hands are just pristine. He balls out down there in Mississippi and shows, how talented he really is. And I think he's one player that Oklahoma definitely has to go after and try to find a way to win. I mean, heck, this dude had 48 catches for only 1,138 yards and 14 touchdowns. 48 catches, 14 touchdowns. So he was just out there just abusing defenders. And you can see here, though, his ability to cut back, his ability to make something out of nothing. That's the type of player you want to have, especially here in the SEC. Hence why Ole Miss, Mississippi State's going after him. You see Bama, you see the Tennessee, you see the Georgias of the world, LSUs, all the top teams in the country landing in this dude's top 12 because they all trying to go get their hands on a athlete like this. And so I think that Oklahoma has a good chance. I believe that Emmett Jones has built a foundation of trust with a lot of these recruits. They like him a lot. He seems to be the dude that they rave about. And also on top of that, Brent Venables has done a fantastic job of inserting himself in as many of these recruiting situations as possible because players talk about out on these recruiting visits. It's nice to see the head coach walking around shaking hands, kissing babies, and kicking it like he's one of them. You don't get that very often. Not very many programs have that. You can ask the recruits themselves. That's why you don't hear this about every program. You hear this about very few, and one of them is Oklahoma. They do a really good job of making sure that they feel at home, giving them the family environment feeling. At the same time, the coaches come around. All of them pull up, head coach down. Everybody, nobody's better than anybody, right? Everybody pulls up and make sure that they are in the recruiting of this player. So, of course, that's Caleb Cunningham. Got to hop in the comments and let your boy know what's your thoughts. Think Oklahoma got a chance? I think Oklahoma has a chance of making something happen here. But I think he's one of those rising stars that he may change the game for Oklahoma. So, if you like the content, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'd love for you to join this family of these Sooner college football fans. Talking a lot of OU football here and having a blast doing it. So, check out one of these other videos. Highly recommend it. And we'll chop it up soon. Peace.